I'm not trying to be funny, but I'm recording this a day after watching episode 5, and I had to legitimately go into Wikipedia and recap what happened because I already forgot. Man, this show is just not fun. Like, subscribe, comment down below, and tell a friend if you haven't. And if you're new here, check out the rest of the channel, and let me know what you think. Let's dive into The Rings of Power, Season 2, Episode 5. So, we start episode 5 with the second least interesting story thread of this entire series. The dwarves. The silver lining of this episode is that we don't have to suffer through any more Hobbit or fake Gandalf or Tom Bombadil bullshit, so we're good. Anyway, the dwarf stuff is so ridiculously boring. Every time they sing to the mountain, I just can't take any of it seriously. It's so just silly. It's crazy how this show has taken two groups of the most interesting and enjoyable characters from the original trilogy, and even the Hobbit trilogy, and made them so bland and uninteresting. We see the first inklings of the corruption of the rings, with Durin warning Celebrimbor about how the ring is having a horrible effect on his father. And what does Celebrimbor do? Instead of slowing down and saying, let's take a pause on all this, he vows to make 9 more rings for men after one unconvincing conversation with Sauron to redeem himself. So yeah, after saying no and having a think about it for 20 seconds, he changes his mind and says, alright, let's do it. I had always been curious as to how the race of elves, a wise and respected people, were deceived by Sauron. Now, I've never read the Silmarillion, but it turns out Celebrimbor is just a fucking idiot. So outside of those two plot points, we return to Numenor. Yay. That was sarcasm if you couldn't tell. I don't find one character on this whole godforsaken island interesting in the slightest. I don't understand why this show, despite how beautiful the set designs are, and how just ridiculously glorious the scenery is, all of the characters are so insanely devoid of life, charisma, and personality. It's honestly an incredible feat. I've never seen a show accomplish this. Anyway, the new king, whose name I don't remember, but whom I can never take seriously because he looks way too much like Jack Black, decides to have his son crack down on the faithful that are still loyal to Muriel, which leads to his son Caiman killing Isildur's best friend Valandil, and Elendil's arrest, and that's about it. This may have been the worst episode of this show by far. It's so incredibly boring. The characters aren't interesting. People make insanely rash decisions without any second thoughts. The pacing is all over the place, mostly awful. And there is a lot of talking, which I don't really mind. I like quiet, intimate scenes of discussions and characters just interacting. Not everything has to be these insane action set pieces. But the problem with this show is the dialogue is written in such a pedestrian manner that it all falls so flat and it isn't intriguing in any way, shape, or form. Anyway, that's the video. I tried to make it longer, but I really don't have anything else to say about this episode. I hated it. I think it was very boring. The worst of the series, as I said. And so I guess we're looking forward to see what episode 6 brings. I have slightly high hopes because I don't think it can get much worse than this.